Today on the channel, the Intercontinental title belt is on the line with Jack's Classic Superstars, Ringside Collectible exclusive, Shawn Michaels, and Razor Ramon.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Jack's Classic Superstars unboxing and review, a Tuesday tradition here on the channel, as every single Tuesday we're doing something Jack's Classic Superstars. But today on the channel, we're taking a look at another Ringside Collectibles exclusive. We're taking a look at Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, old HBK, the Heartbreak Kid himself, from the WrestleMania ladder match. But remember, for all your current wrestling figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it's going to go from there. So without further ado, let's check it out. Let's see what these two are up to. Climbing ladders. They're both painters and window washers in a former life, but definitely classic ladder matches, really bringing the ladder match to the main stage, and now we see them on a somewhat regular basis. So a lot of that has to do with the popularity of this match. Of course, the first ladder matches, a lot of people say Stampede back in the 70s. I'm sure there's other examples as well, but this was probably the first one on a big, grand scale, that's for sure. So Razor and Shawn Michaels, of course, two friends at the time, two members of the Clique, getting after it there. Very interesting. We get this orange ladder here. I'm not a big fan of that, but we do get the Ringside sticker on the front, which is always nice. Of course, Shawn Michaels and, of course, Razor in the package. Two Intercontinental title belts. Really does class this one up a little bit with two belts. Looking good right there. Class Superstars packaging, names at the bottom, usual packaging design. And then it says the ladder match, Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels. And we get a little glamour shot action over here on the side. And then where things really get changed up is on the back, as you can see right here. A lot going on the back here. Usually we get a cross sell. Usually we get some of that. Not this time. And I'm not sure exactly why this one got the special treatment and other packs did not. But this is definitely different as far as back of packaging in Classic Superstars line. That is for sure. But let's read the back here and see what's going on. It says, the bad guy, Razor Ramon, debuted 1992, 270 pounds, 6'7" height. So Razor debuted in 1992. Of course, Scott Hall, 1985. Finishing move, the Razor's Edge. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, debuted 1988, 225 pounds, 6'1". Finishing move, the old Sweet Chin music. So 1988 for Shawn Michaels' debut. A lot of the other Class Superstars say 1965, which is, of course, his birth year. There you go. But we got a big blurb back here. We're going to read this. Let's see what's going on here. At WrestleMania 10, Shawn Michaels faced Razor Ramon in the first ever ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Considered one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time, after brutalizing each other with innovative moves that have never been seen before, Razor Ramon came out on top. Shawn Michaels went on to defeat Jeff Jarrett, who never got a Classic Superstar, but at least he got mentioned on the package. For his third Intercontinental Championship, was challenged soon after by a familiar foe, the bad guy Razor Ramon. After the historic battle at WrestleMania 10, there was only one way to settle the score, with another ladder match at SummerSlam. Oh yeah, so the two hooked up for their second ladder match at SummerSlam. Learning from his past mistakes, retained his title in another classic match that arguably was even more brutal than the first. So there you go. Very interesting times there. Very interesting blurb on the back of the package. You get the Razor and Shawn logos as well. But let's get them out of the package. Let's see what all the fuss is about. And there was definitely a lot of fuss for the ladder match at the time. I would say this match, I don't know if I ever looked at a ladder the same way ever again. And I think a lot of us were in that situation where you saw a ladder. It was what your dad cleaned the windows with. You painted the house on, things like that. That was a ladder. But then after this match, you never quite looked at a ladder the same way again. I think a lot of you in my generation probably had that same feeling. But let's pull them out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're losing stuff. We're losing stuff. We're dropping stuff. All kinds of stuff going on. Come on, Shawn. Come on, Razor. Don't fight me. There we go. All right, we got ladder pieces. We got all kinds of stuff going on. See you later. Goodbye. And we do get plastic prison action for the ladder. How about that? That's a new one. Plastic prison just for the ladder. I'm here for that. See you later. Up over the top, hitting the top of the screen. This is a big ladder here. So it is an orange ladder, which is a little bit strange color. Usually we see our ladders in black or gray or silver. You know, your usual ladders. And will it go together? That's the other question. It might not go together. Who knows? Can I get the ladder together? Can I get it? Does not want to go together. It's fighting. It's fighting the whole way home here. Come on, ladder. Let's go. It's riveting. This is riveting unboxing here. There we go. Got that part in. Now can I get the final piece of the ladder puzzle? This is a much bigger ladder than I was anticipating. That is for sure. Big time ladder on this one. All kinds of room, all kinds of fun stuff. And I can just imagine when I was a little kid if I would have had a ladder like this to play with my LJNs or Hasbros for scale. This one is Fight Me. It's, of course, old plastic, but that's the way it goes. But can you imagine as a kid having a ladder like this? And I guess some of you that are watching this, you had this. You didn't know any different. This is the way it was when you were a kid. All right, I'm about ready to give up on this ladder trying to go together here. It's wanting to fight me. It's wanting to fight me all the way through. But that is a much bigger ladder than I anticipated this being. Of course, all in orange. Not the biggest fan of that color, but it is what it is. I'll get it together for some glamour shots, but there it is right there, the old orange ladder. And then you got Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, the Intercontinental title laying in the balance between the two. There we go, one out there, and one out there, and one out there, and see you later. Goodbye. All right, let's take a look, and we're going to start with Razor Ramon first. We get the Intercontinental title, and actually we get the same Intercontinental title twice, no surprise there. But 2 Intercontinental title belts, each one gets to wear one. Who will unify them? It's a $1 million question. We all know the answer to. There you go. But then we get Scott Hall, old Razor Ramon himself right here looking good, looking like Razor Ramon in gold. Now we did get the purple release, identical to this figure, just color differences. So this is a repaint at the end of the day of the regular Classic Superstars figure. But definitely looks good, and I would say this gold and black and the purple one we got, those are 2 of the most memorable Razor Ramon looks from his time in the WWE, WWF back in the day. I think there's no doubt about that. But definitely looking good here. You got the old painted on chest hair. They didn't want to give him the real fur for whatever reason. Painted on chest hair. You got the Razor logo on the trunks. You also got Razor logos on the elbow pads and the knee pads as well, so I like that. Razors on the back here looking good. Then you get that chain. Once again, we get this chain with Razor. A little bit big. Doesn't really feel like it's the right size for the body. It definitely doesn't look like what he wore. But it is trying to depict the Razor chains he would always wear, of course. We do get that. We saw this as well with the Wolfpack 2-pack from Ringside Collectibles. We do get the ponytail with Razor. We get the vest with Razor. Got a Razor Ramon on the back of the vest, looking really nice. I'm here for this. You got the white trim on the black boots. Not a bad look here. And then you get Scott Hall in the head sculpt area. Somewhere in the middle there. I've never been a huge fan of this Scott Hall head sculpt or Razor Ramon, whatever you want to say. Got the slick back hair, of course. Got the little Superman curl going down the front. The 5 o'clock shadow. Got the toothpick in his mouth. Definitely, you know it's Scott Hall. It just looks like there's something a little bit off. I'd hate to say it needs to be bigger because we've seen Scott Hall with that huge head. This almost seems like a little bit small. So it's like there's 2 different heads for a Scott Hall Razor Ramon figure. You got the giant head over here. You got the small head over here. We need to meet in the middle is what they needed to do. But it is what it is. But it's definitely Scott Hall. I think most people would know, hey, this is Razor Ramon Scott Hall at the end of the day. So a good-looking figure there. We'll walk through articulation with Shawn Michaels. Of course, they're going to have the same articulation between both of these figures. But now we get Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels looking like he just kind of got off a horse or something. He's got a little bit of a V to his legs here. A little bit of a split action there. It needs to be a little tighter in. Not sure if I wrap this in rubber band for a while, if it would straighten out a little bit, because he almost looks like a TTL, the old Titantron Live figures. He kind of has that stance to him in some ways here. But he does got black gloves going on. Looks a little interesting with the 2 full-on black gloves. Got 1 punching hand there, a Fist of Fury. I'm here for that. Definitely cut up. Boy, they made him really cut up. I don't think Shawn ever had abs quite like this. But boy, he is loaded for bear there. Got the white tights going on with the nice Heartbreak Kid logos throughout. You got the black knee pads there. Heartbreak Kid on the back. Looking nice. Then more hearts back there as well. Of course, articulation. The arms go all the way around. Get a bicep cut. Single jointed elbows. Hands side to side, back and forth. All that fun stuff. Waist articulation. Head articulation. Back and forth. Not really much up and down. Get the legs straight up. Bend at the knee. Ankles back and forth. And that's your articulation for this figure here. Would have kind of liked him with a vest of some sort, maybe. He looks just a little bit strange, like something is off, and I think it's the gloves. I don't think he wore straight up black gloves like this. I could be mistaken, but I don't remember that at all. They did get the tattoo on the side on his bicep. That's always good. And then we got Shawn Michaels' head, and off the top of my head, I think this is the only time we ever saw this head sculpt from Shawn Michaels. I'm trying to think if we saw this again. I don't think we did. Definitely younger Shawn, and we got a Shawn very similar in a 3-pack Walmart exclusive back in the day. That one did come with a vest, a little bit more yellowed hair. That was the Rocker's head from the 2-pack Toys R Us, bringing it all the way around. But definitely a little different here. He does got a little bit of a kind of a smirk going on there, a little bit of side lip, a little Elvis action going on. A mullet you can definitely set your watch to. This would be something that would make CC DeVille jealous back in the day. Definitely an interesting mullet going on there, but not too bad. It definitely looks like Shawn Michaels as well. There's no mistake. If somebody handed me this head, I'd know exactly, hey, that's Shawn Michaels is who that one is. But very, very interesting figures here. Of course, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon should be a lot taller than Shawn. They're basically the same height, so that's kind of scaling back in the Jax days, as we do know. But still an okay 2-pack here. It's not the best 2-pack, but it's definitely a classic Superstars, a classic match for sure with WrestleMania 10 main. I was going to say main event, but not main event, but the Intercontinental Ladder match, of course. But definitely an interesting 2-pack. One I think a lot of people did order back in the day. One that is fairly fondly looked back on as a successful 2-pack as well. But what say you guys and gals out there in YouTube land? You picking this 2-pack up? You playing the long game? You passing? Let me know. It's a long game, is quite the long game if you're still waiting to pick this one up. But it's still possible. It's on eBay. It's on places like that. So if you're after this one, let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on the Patreon, including early access to all the videos on the channel, including our classic Superstars. You can get way ahead on the videos as a Patreon member. And of course, Patreon member, best way to support the channel. Use the link in the description below. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels and the ladder match, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.